that Xiaoshu is going to go for, because he's going to get most frequent access to either the Scion or to the Neferi. And if you want to Death Realm the Scion, you're going to not really accomplish all that much. But Death Realming Neferi, there's a very real world where you can just win that 1 versus 1. It feels pretty rough. Whereas Yunari gets to go Blade as Flash mid.
Ooh, Flash gold card on the Scout, who does not have that flash. Into the decimating smash goes Breathe, and that is first blood picked up for Weibo.
LG, and you can already see in the top side that this Yunara Lulu combo is going pretty nuclear at the minute.
We can see as soon as those items start to come alive, this Yunara is going to hurt even more, especially when in this ulti state. So you can see the laser coming in to chunk Zhuo out even more, and with the pressure that they were able to use off of Light using that ultimate, Tian's going to get all 3 grubs here for Weibo, so they're off to a great start here in this 3rd game.
Dragon live down on the bot side, and would like to see Weibo. We can look at the minimap, already seeing that Crisp is recalling. Expect that Light recalls after this wave has been pushed in as well. There's too much of a response from JDG.
It's not for now. As again, we take a look at their composition, right? You have Victor, you have Sivir. These are champions that will scale nicely, can survive a little bit of initial sieging power from Weibo by being able to wave clear really, really well. And so for them, like, losing an early dragon, not the worst case scenario. You just want to make sure you get your carries in good enough spots that they will be able to get to this big power spike yet again.
Yeah, Wildgrove used for the knock up there, but Scout able to flash out to safety. I like the heads up play from Crisp here. Lulu not a champion necessarily bound by big wombo combos, but being able to utilize that Wildgrove to knock somebody up is a very, very powerful tool that sometimes goes a little bit underutilized, as with no flash, needs to be careful for a route here on the teleport coming in behind.
Yeah, Scout's going to try to cut off the bot lane of Weibo, who, remember, do not have flashes on either of them. There's the Keeper's Verdict, and that's a dead Yunara on my screen. Scout gets right back on the board for JDG.
And it's massive that it goes to Scout as well here. Looking at the carries around, right, we've got Zhuo there, Jun there. You want this gold to go into the Victor. Blackfire Torch already picked up, and Weibo Gaming are a 1 carry composition, whereas JDG are a 2. And that's what scares me. Jun?
Oh, Zhuo, he was a ward, and now he's not, as he lands the Pop Blossom out of 2 members of Weibo. Thankfully for them, Light and Chris both have their flashes back up, and they're able to use that to save their lives. But a big cooldown utilized there for JDG comes at the cost of 2 flashes, as they now will be able to try to regain control around the Rift Herald pit that has just spawned. But Breathe and the top side here for JDG are still very powerful. Breathe is now stuck in the Death Realm as Xiaoshu does issue that onto him, and he's going to respawn straight into 3 members of Weibo. But the Keeper's Verdict's going to knock away the jungler, and here comes the rest of the assault from JDG. Tien able to land another Q3 on to Xiaoshu and force JDG back, as Weibo will now be able to control this Rift Herald.
They're literally healing the Scion at this point. This is the apex for a Breathe at this stage in the game, where he's just able to stand and tank pretty much everybody. Nobody's got the damage to get through his HP bar. 680 bonus health from that Soul Furnace as well means that he's able to stand tall, keeps his team in very good contention for that Rift Herald, and they will secure it.
Potential fight around this Cloud Dragon. It means that JDG have easy control as Paige shoves in a mid-wave with those Boomerang Blades. And it should be JD Gaming evening up the objective front. So even though they weren't able to get many kills off of that fighter on the Herald, they have gotten a ton off of it, despite, of course, the objective on the top side of the map going over to Tien. It's already a tower nearly taken in mid, and now we see Breathe issuing some damage on top side as well.
Yeah, some really important timings used here, and some really important cooldowns as well. No Poppy ulti means defending these objectives is really tricky. No Nico ulti means that engaging any fights is really difficult. They've just lost top tier 1, they've lost mid tier 1 because they were harassed down to the bot side to defend Scout. Weibo playing this map incredibly well, and
the Otacon or this Ocean Drake.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe they can do one or the other, right? Where they either take the fight on the top side or they look to just sacrifice their top laner in exchange for getting the Otacon, but ultimately they do neither, and now Weibo are easily going to be able to take the dragon. It's a question of whether or not JDG look to contest after the fact.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy secure here for Tian and Weibo.
That he's got from having creeps, from CSing, probably near 1,200 looking at it, with the amount of gold that he's picking on up. So even without the TF passive, he's like 700, 800 gold up over the Victor. The fact that he's got that passive as well just goes to add to it. With Scout opting into this window shop as well, where he's got Seeker's Arm Guard for a bit of a stasis, but he's also got the Blighted Jewel so that he can try and cut through the Scion. Honestly, I'm not against this play. It's whether or not Breathe has the wherewithal to walk up, spot this out from happening, and he does. Immediately, with Destiny available, they can get up here.
Otacon pulled away from, so now it is Weibo making their way towards the Baron pit. But Zhuo is already in a lot of trouble to flash away before even using the Pop Blossom. And the Death Realm has only gone in on to the Scion, I believe. And so Xiaoshu's just going to go on the retreat. JDG started the Baron, and they do the job of getting Weibo away from the Otacon. But now, Weibo's on the top side of the map. They can continue to fish it for a fight, if not starting up the objective themselves.
Yeah, look, mid lane. Light is just hammering away at this tier 2 turret. They forgot to deal with their waves, and now they're just corralling them. Shun is now caught out.
Yeah, he flashes away from the gold card, but still gets hit up by the stun. Breathe gonna flash after the Poppy, and in goes Tian here with the call of the pack. Scout still has his flash, still very safe here on this Victor.
The Mordekaiser, 3 items strong, can flash in, take the Yunara into that death chamber, and maybe with this 2-level lead, win that 1 versus 1. That seems to be the route I'd be taking to take down this Yunara, separate her from the Lulu, make it so that she's not in a good position to try and find these big 5 versus 5s, and instead isolate her into a 1v1.
Soul Point now picked up for Weibo. They're going to get a blue buff to boot as well, as Tian says thank you for the leash.
To keep this Yunara alive, it's about making sure that they can do it, as Breathe is just walking headlong into everybody.
Just face tanking 1v4, and nobody on JDG can do anything about it. Infinity Edge, not even
it's Lulu, yeah.
A singular punch onto Breathe, who now is still going forward with that Soul Furnace unlocked. Lands a stun onto Scout with the Roar of the Slayer, knock up as well, but no full trigger being pulled. That Dinner Bell still available for Breathe if he wants to go in with the Unstoppable Onslaught. Now Xiaohu has spotted Xiaoshu on the flank and taking him down to about half HP. JDG are dangerously low. Another stun lands on the board, and Tian will pick it up. First kill into the hands of Weibo, and they're looking for more. Breathe goes forward with the Unstoppable Onslaught, trying to lock down Paze, and Tian will run him down. Scout in some trouble as well, as JD Gaming are burning at the hands of Weibo. Shun, the last one alive, but it's Xiaohu, the little tiger of Weibo, that roars to life with this team on the brink. They pick up the ace, they TP into the mid lane, and are going to try to break open the inhibitor tower in mid.
Forget the inhibitor tower, Graves. It's 30 minutes. There are 40-second death time as Weibo won the game.
It is 10 seconds on Zhuo, 15 on Xiaoshu. Not going to be enough for Weibo to be stopped into the base of JD Gaming. There will be no sweep. The series will continue, and Weibo Gaming's dreams are alive in Split 3 of the LPL.
And in the bloodiest game nobody ever saw.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.